What's up, creamers? How we doing? It's been 5 months. I know, I'm so sorry I left you guys alone for that long, but it's alright, I'm back now. And a new topic today that I haven't really discussed on the channel before, and that is turning your fun hobbies into your job. Considering the infinite possibilities, it's pretty easy to turn literally whatever the hell you're doing into content. Now that can be a good thing, but it's also, but in my case, it's a bad thing. And it runs deeper than I thought, but let's start with the intentions. Now, I'm pretty bad at thinking up ideas for videos. Not only setting aside time and actually focusing, but even when it comes to it, it's just the ideas don't tend to be very good. And because of that stress of not knowing what to make, I get to a point where I just pick up whatever I'm working on or playing at the time. And the victim in this scenario was another Crab's Treasure, which is like a new Souls-like game, but you know, it's a really funny game. It's got great dialogue, great humor, great personality, whatever. I really like it. And I was playing it, you know, I got a free key for it, and I was like, oh, okay, you know, well, why don't I just record it, just in case I want to make a video on it. You know, I've got nothing else going on right now, so I guess this is just gonna have to be the next one. So I play the game during work hours because it's for work, right? Finish the game, it's a lot of fun. The story is great, by the way. But then it comes to writing about it, and it's not the same. I'm not having fun writing about it. It's not really that enjoyable. Just to preface, I don't really like writing that much in general. So Little Resistance isn't out of the ordinary for me. But it was getting to the point where it's like, I wouldn't even want to open the document. Because it'd get to a point where I open it, I look at it, I would just feel so much like resistance towards it. So I abandoned it. And when you sink so much time, I probably spent about a week writing it before I abandoned it. That's a lot of time, especially for a YouTuber when you're trying to make consistent content. Now, I'm not too fast at the moment because this last video has done me pretty well, and I worked really hard to get it out on time. So I was quite burnt out, so I think I definitely needed that break, but the fact that I immediately went back into it and tried to turn whatever I was doing into content without taking a full, proper break really burnt me out, so that probably plays into it too. Now, that's not the only example of what I tried to turn into content. There's been heaps of things in my desperation to make a video. For those of you who don't know, I went to Japan in February, for the entirety of February, and it was really fun. And I didn't have a video ready. It ended up being the Knockout City one, but I didn't have a video ready for that month. So I thought, hey, what if I make a video about my trip to Japan and, you know, how I enjoyed it and like the shit that we came across during traveling because, you know, I got sick and stuff like that. I thought I could maybe do some kind of storytelling aspect. And I worked on that video for like an entire week. And obviously that never ended up happening, so I scrapped it. And I'm glad I did, because it would have, the fact that I tried to turn it into a job, it would have ruined it for me. A few other things that haven't really taken off, but I've had the idea for. I've been getting into drawing recently. And I thought, hey, what if I make a series out of it where I'm like, oh, here's day 1, day 2, day 3, whatever. Make like an Instagram account or a TikTok account and just like post every day under a new thing. Why? For what purpose? Just draw and enjoy it. Same goes for DIY stuff. I've been getting into DIY, making you know, furniture, repainting it, turning it into something cool that I'll enjoy. I was going to make that into content. Why? It's a hobby. Just enjoy it, man. A few other things across my mind, gym and stuff like that, but like nothing really too deep. It's like, yeah, no, that's stupid. I'm not consistent enough with the gym to be entertaining in that regard. But yeah, it's just I keep trying to turn these things that I enjoy into content, which is just not the way to go. And I was just stuck in that mindset up until today, where I had a revelation. I don't think I like the content that I have been making recently. Not to say that hasn't been fun to make, but it's all just been very stressful. You know, that before I went to Japan, I had a sponsor deadline. So I felt like I had to make something I was comfortable with. So I made that even more movement games you never knew you needed. It was fun and it did okay, but I didn't really enjoy it because I had that stress backed behind it that you have to get this video done by this time. It didn't feel as easy to make as the other videos because I wasn't making it because I wanted to. I was making it because I had to. Same goes for the Knockout City one. This one a little bit different because I was very passionate about it. But point being, thinking about that Knockout City video and the most recent one I tried to write on the Crab Dark Souls, I don't think I like writing scripts very much. And now we're moving on to the solution that I found, and that's going back to my roots. I used to make TF2 funny moments. And after the evolution of that was TF2, but every time I die, I have to make a complimentary loadout for the person that I died to. And for you OGs out there, you probably know this, but it's basically I would die to someone, I would improve on their loadout on a website called loadout.tf, and then I'd make a SFM poster of it. And it was really, really fun. I enjoyed it a lot. And that kind of content is just so much more enjoyable to me because it cuts out the script writing part. I would go into a game, I'd play a bunch, I'd do a bit of live commentary, a bit of storytelling, I'd get a loadout, and then I'd talk through my process of figuring out what cosmetics to add and like the type of vibe that I was going for. And that was so much fun. And for those of you who watched it before I took it down, I made another video which was playing Spy for 100 minutes. And that was so much fun. It was literally, if you've seen C Ravioli before, it's very reminiscent of his videos where he just basically tricks you into watching a live commentary game. But it was a lot of fun. Literally all I wrote was the intro, a few plans for the video, and then the rest was just editing. I think that's something that I've really been missing in content. So I'm going to try and go back. I've got a few ideas in the works. The next one is probably going to be a little bit different. I guess the lesson of this episode is make sure you're actually enjoying what you're doing. I think I was caught up in what was working for me, which isn't a bad thing, but it's something big like YouTube pushes is, oh, you need to be doing what's working. You find something that works and you run with it, you grab it. Because it is a key to success. You can keep doing the same shit you've been doing, but 38,000 subs isn't really that much in the whole scheme of things. I can experiment a lot more with what I'm doing. I can make a lot more videos by cutting out the script writing as much, obviously intros and stuff. But you gotta enjoy what you're doing. Otherwise, you're just gonna get burnt out like I did. I don't think it's gonna be the end of video essays. If I find something that I was as passionate about, like rocket jumping or Lethal Company's Chaotic Older Brother or the Knockout City video, I think I'll definitely keep making more. I've got plans to make follow-ups of the 3 new movement games you never knew you needed and stuff like that to see, where are they now kind of thing, but I need to wait for more to release before I can work on something like that. But those seem to be far easier to write about than, here's why you should play another Crab's Treasure, and talking about the intricacies of the story and blah 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 blah. So yeah, for the new people, expect something new. For the people who are used to my older content, expect something nostalgic. So it was a bit of a ramble, but I wanted to get this out because it's been a while since I've talked to you guys. And in a way, this is going directly against the whole purpose of this video, which is to tell you don't turn venting into content. But so yeah, I really appreciate you guys listening. I hope you guys enjoy the new content. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Bye!